Hi, my name is Ramona Hernandez, and this is my teaching philosophy statement. The reason I want to teach is to spark the change I hope to see in the world. I know that as long as I leave an impression in my students that somebody cared, I would be fulfilling my quote-unquote lifelong journey. I recall as a scholar, I didn't feel cared for, I didn't feel noticed, I didn't feel loved. Not until a teacher took me inside and told me that she saw the effort I was putting in. She saw my potential, and she said that she was there for me, she cared for me, and she loved me, and if I ever needed anything, to go to her. So I want to do the same for my students. I want to be the person that cares. I want to be the person that feels their emptiness that the world has created in them, so they can see that there is light within the darkness and anybody can grow regardless of the situation they're in. Your background does not determine your future, and I want my students to know that. My concept of learning is as long as my students are able to understand or demonstrate that they understand by either applying what they have learned in an assessment, restating what they have learned, for example, saying, I know this because this, or just being able to retrieve the information they have learned, I know that they are learning. My teaching style would have to be a holistic and metacognitive principles. Through a holistic teaching style, I would be able to address the emotional, social, and ethical needs of my students. And with a metacognitive principle approach or teaching style, I would be able to be flexible and know my students' weaknesses and strengths and plan for lesson plans through that. I would be able to make my lessons more engaging, where they feel as if they want to learn. And through a metacognitive principle teaching style, my students would be able to thrive in college, in their careers, and in their lifelong learning. They would improve their metacognitive skills, and they would have a problem-solving and critical thinking mindset through this. And this is why I want to have a holistic and metacognitive principle teaching strategy. So if a student ever comes to me and tells me they need help, I would feel honored. I would feel so happy that my student feels comfortable enough to come to me and say, Ms. Hernandez, I need help. Can you go over this? I need another example. Just taking the time to really be there for their own education, I would be just so happy. I would always have a positive attitude and be grateful and let them know that I am so thankful that you came to me, rather than letting them just sit there and not make the best of their education. For assessments, I learned in this class that it is really important to provide a variety of assessments where students are able to choose their assessment. Allowing students to choose their assessment enables them to actually complete the assessment rather than, this is your assessment, complete it, we're done. By having students choose what they want to complete, gives them the motivation, oh my goodness, I have to complete this. Or just, oh, that interests me, I want to do that one. I honestly don't feel as if quizzes are effective, but if the need of a quiz is needed, then I would add a quiz. I know I will grow as a teacher daily, yearly, by just learning from and through my students. Every year, I'm going to have a different wave of students with different language that they use, different teaching and learning styles that they need. And I will always be flexible, and just having their different diverse and cultural backgrounds will help me grow as an acceptable and open teacher. And I will measure my own effectiveness by my students' responses. Every lesson, I would like to imply a exit slip where students allow me to view their feedback on how effective the learning was. Maybe we need more technology in corporations, maybe brain breaks, anything that would help me to grow. And I would ask them, why was it effective? Why wasn't it? And I would grow from that. Lastly, I want my students to leave with my favorite quote in mind. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. I want my students to always show kindness. And by showing kindness, by giving somebody a compliment, opening the door for someone, sharing with someone, we are together going to be sparking the change this world needs. And we will just be fulfilling of making this world a better place. Again, this is my teaching philosophy statement. Thank you for listening.